Hello YouTube, this is BattleCooly and this is a battle against Smugleaf-pwns-all. I send out my Star Raptor as he sends out into Bennett. I've battled this team before, so I know he's going to go for the Trick Room, so I counter it with Whirlwind and sends him out into the Dawn, aka Honchkrow. Now this Star Raptor is based off his Honchkrow, and yeah. My close combat is not quite enough to kill it, and he goes for a superpower, which lucky for him was a critical and knocks out my Staraptor. I send out my Hitmonchan, and he withdraws his Dawn for his Banette again. I went for the Mach Punch, but he predicted it and didn't, and switched into Banette. I used the Ice Punch, which isn't enough to kill him as he goes for the Trick Room, which just was I not was hoping for. I go back to Arcanine, and um he goes with a Destiny Bond. Lucky for me, I switched out so it wouldn't affect me. And I switch out my Arcanine, send in my Troll, which is a Ninjask. He goes for another Destiny Bond, which doesn't work. I use Protect just to wear the effects off of Trick Room. He goes for another Destiny Bond, which still doesn't work. My speed boost increases my speed by 1, which I don't think will matter for this. I tried to go for another Protect, which would get rid of the Trick Room, which didn't end up working. So I ended up using, or that actually ended up being nice for the taunt, because I don't need to use Protect anymore for now. He goes on to Bronzong, and I Aerial Ace it, which isn't very effective. And I switch out to my Kingdra, and he goes for the Trick Room. He goes for the Gyro Ball, which takes out not close to half, or close to half, I should say. I go for the Hidden Power, which is Fire, which doesn't kill it, sadly, even though it was a critical too. I switch out into my Hitmonchan. I thought he was going to go for a Gyro Ball, but he went for Hypnosis, which typically knocks out my Jackie Chain there. I switch him out to my Arcanine. He goes to the Earthquake, which is nice because I have the Air Balloon, which doesn't affect it at all. I go for the Extreme Speed just to get priority, which doesn't really kill it, which sucks. He goes for a Gyro Ball, which doesn't take out nearly half, like 1/4 more. Lucky for me, the Dimensions went back. I go for another Extreme Speed to take him out. He goes into Claydol, which is right here, probably the MVP of the game, because he, I don't know, he's just like the best part, like the only thing he needs to win. He goes for a Trick Room, and then a Stone Edge, which wasn't really good on my part. I should have kept Bug or X Scissor with this thing. That probably would have won me the game. But sadly, all I have is Aerial Ace. I go for a Protect to protect myself and wear out the Trick Room. Go for another Protect, which actually works, which I was surprised. And another turn pass by. I then switch out into my Hitmonchan. which is just a stall since I have like no use for him anymore. Because he stays asleep the whole rest of the game, which isn't really nice. He goes for another trick room, then he goes for the earthquake, which takes out more than half, which isn't really good. But Jackie Chan wouldn't have survived. So another one. So I switched on to King Draw, just because it was not very effective on him, but still almost killed it. So I switched him out back into Ninja Ask, which wouldn't affect the troll. I used Protect to wear out the time, which returns it back to normal, which is lucky if I actually have the right Pokemon out. But no, I switched back into Hitmonchan, and he goes for another Trick Room. I tried using a move, it was too late, and he used Earthquake and knocked out my Hitmonchan. That crit didn't really matter, so I didn't really care about that. I go into Ninjask, go for a Protect, which works. We're out the time. I switch him out into my Kingdraw, which is just suicidal, so I can waste the time, but he misses. But that didn't really matter since he always goes first for the Trick Room. I go into my Jared Allen, which is an Electivire. I went for the Ice Punch, and that doesn't kill it. So he goes for another. So he goes for the Explosion.
What the fuck?
So I'm stuck with Ninjask and Arcanine. Going to my Ninjask. He goes on to his Honchkrow. I use Protect because I honestly predicted a Sucker Punch. I go for an Aerial Ace to knock out his Honchkrow. So I'll be the last kill I'll get in this game. He goes into his Porygon 2. Which is the reason why he told me it's on this team is because it has 0 IV and EV and speed. He goes for a Trick Room. And he goes for a Thunderbolt. And knocks out Ninjask. I tried using another Protect like I did on, I'm pretty sure, Claydol. But that did not work this time. I go into Growly. I go for the close combat after he goes for the Tri Attack. That takes more than half the rest of my life. And this takes close to half, but not enough. And his Porygon 2 goes for or I go for the Extreme Speed, which wouldn't do anything. He goes for the Tri Attack, knocks out my Arcanine. Good game, Smug. Be sure to subscribe, rate,